staring at me.
Yeah.
Any specific reason why?
It's fun to have breakfast with you. And wake up and look at you. We're kind of like regular folk now, you know?
I wouldn't go that far. But I feel the same way. I have fun, too.
Yep. Oh, hey, Derek, how you doing? No, no problem. Next week? Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, no. 3 days? Yeah, that's great, man. Sure, just let me know my schedule, all right? Uh-huh. Okay, I'll talk to you later on. Oh, good news. That was Derek.
I heard. What is the big news?
Well, he wants to send me to New York next week for 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, for the syndicated show, he wants me to see some people about business and stuff. Isn't that great? What's the matter?
If you're spending 3 whole days in New York, what about me?
This one's marked Sliznetu Nektic. Kitchen utensils. Where do you want it?
Anywhere. Doesn't matter.
All right. Something bothering you?
What?
You're frowning.
Moving is a hassle.
Is that all?
Huh?
Bobby, is something else bothering you? You seem upset.
I hate moving back in here.
Sorry if I'm disturbing you.
Well, I forgot you still had a key.
Can we talk, Sadie?
I'm really very busy, Grant.
All right, then. I'll come right to the point. Something has happened that made me realize you're serious about going through with this divorce. I didn't have a chance to mention it last night.
What's happened?
I saw something the night of the Beaux-Arts planning party. I saw you and Jimmy Lee.
What do you mean you saw us?
Here on the sofa. Together.
Damn it, Grant, I will not have you spying on me.
I wasn't spying on you. I came here with nothing but the best intentions.
I'm sure you did.
See, it's true. I came here hoping to convince you that we should get back together. That's when I saw you and Jimmy Lee.
And?
And I realized it was pointless.
Then you're reconciled to a divorce?
I'm reconciled to the fact that I have to accept the inevitable, don't I?
The truth is, Grant, I haven't made a decision yet about a divorce.
Do you really mean that?
I can't make a decision right now.
The art show.
Yes, as you can see.
It's a real turning point in your life.
Yes, it is. As well as the decision I've got to make about our marriage.
All these paintings. It's a little overwhelming.
Is it?
Yes. I've been away from them for so long. I can remember when you had just started on some of these. They've taken shape in ways that I never could have imagined.
Do you like them?
I think they're wonderful.
I think that you really mean that.
Maybe this is the first time I've allowed myself to really take it all in.
What do you mean by that?
To accept it. I always regarded your art as my competition. I saw it as something that was going to be driving between us.
It could have brought us closer together.
I didn't see it like that. I saw it as something that was changing you, and I wanted to stop that change.
Why?
Because I wanted to keep you exactly the way you were. See, I was wrong. I was terribly, terribly wrong. You have a wonderful talent.
Thank you, Grant. Well, I can see that you've spent a lot of time thinking about this.
I owed you that. I feel like an enormous weight has been taken from me. And I can suddenly see things from a whole new perspective.
That's worth a lot. No matter what decision I finally make. So, you know that my show's in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I know. I'm very pleased for you.
Pleased enough to come to my show?
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming, and I think that you're going to be a smashing success.
Frisco, you know I got behind when I went to Mexico with my studies, and I'm still trying to get caught up.
Well, get caught up when you get back from New York.
That doesn't make sense. I'd only be 3 more days behind. Besides, I have an exam coming up. It's crucial. I do have to study for it.
Well, do you want to go or don't you want to go? If you want to go, say yes. If you don't want to go, then say you don't want to go.
Oh, I'd love to go. I hate the idea of spending 3 whole days and nights without you.
Well, so be resourceful, huh? Come up with some idea. Work it out.
I just wish I could.
Well, so do I, but... Well, you know what you'll be missing.
What?
Well, I mean, New York. I mean, I'm like this with New York, you know. I used to bum around there a lot. I mean, I know some pretty nice restaurants I usually go to, and usually catch a few Broadway shows whenever I'm in New York. And, well, I shop on Fifth Avenue, too. And party, the nightlife.
How are you going to have time to do things like that when you're going to be working in New York?
Come here. I'll tell you. You see, when I'm around you, I've got incredible energy. And if you'd be with me, then I wouldn't have to sleep the whole time I'm there.
For 3 whole days and nights?
No problem. I'd get my work done, plus have time to play. It'd be great, I promise you.
I'm sure it would be. When I'm with you, everything seems so much bigger and better. I still have to study for the exam.
Oh. Well, did I tell you about the carriage ride through Central Park? We gave it the office.
I know, but I hope we're interrupting time.
You are. What's up?
Listen, we can't stay long, but we wanted to deliver an invitation to you two.
An invitation to a party?
Oh, it's better than that. Tell them.
Yeah. Well, the furniture has arrived, finally. The living room furniture and the dining room furniture, and we want you to come to dinner.
Tanya, we would love to come, but are you sure we won't be rushing anything? I know you're still decorating your apartment.
Oh, no, that kind of work I enjoy it. And besides, do you know how long it takes to turn a house into a home, and it's finally becoming one? So, we'll see you there.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I guess we said yes, right? Okay.
The truth? Because I'm never going to think of this place as home.
Bad memories?
Ugh, when Doc and I lived here, it wasn't a home, it was an arena. I never even liked the furniture.
You can always get new stuff.
Ah, and my salary? And besides that, the roof is leaking. I don't have any money.
Well, if it'll help, you can forget about my legal fees.
It's very thoughtful of you, Jake, but I wouldn't dream of it. Besides, you were there when I needed you, and I intend to pay you.
Well, in that case, I'll charge you professional fees.
Professional?
Yeah, courtesy fees, what lawyers charge other lawyers.
No, because if I can't pay your full rates, I may never hire you again.
Well, let's hope you never need to. What about the cash on the sale of the penthouse? Brock had about 20,000 equity in that.
Yes, but he also had about that much in unpaid bills, so the equity is really going fast. But we'll survive. Jay?
What?
That one on the end? Let's go upstairs.
Just show me where.
Careful, it's heavy.
Oh. No, no.
Jay?
Oh.
What's the matter?
Oh, shoot me. Oh.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're all here together. It's high time we gird our loins, as they say. Well, Monica, from the way you're dressed, I gather you're not going to go rushing off to the hospital.
Mm-mm.
Well, not until noon anyway. I worked late last night.
I'm going in.
Well, you can be late, Alan. I'm sure your patients can suffer along without you.
I have you know my patients are very dependent on me.
Yeah, no doubt, but at the moment we have to map out a new battle plan. I hardly need to remind you that your little plan to, well, get Celia and Grant back together again was a disaster.
Well, I thought it would work.
Well, it failed miserably. You know, your assessment of human nature leaves a great deal to be desired, Alan, especially where Celia is concerned.
Well, at least I came up with a plan.
The problem is still a matter of keeping Celia and Jimmy Lee apart, and I have a point about that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Well, it seems to me we have to get back to my original thought, that of reuniting Jimmy Lee and Lorena.
Oh, Father,
I
really?
know, Alan, I know. You think it won't work because Celia is going to be on the loose, but now let me explain my thinking.
Look, is your thinking going to take very long? Because I have a very busy morning at the
Damn it,
hospital.
Alan. Your morning can wait. Now, it seems to me that what we are overlooking is the very simple fact that Celia has class. And why shouldn't she? I mean, after all, she is a Quartermain. Lorena does not have class.
Edward, Lorena is my cousin.
Well, I'm sorry, but class just doesn't run in your family. Lorena does not have it. And as far as Jimmy Lee is concerned, we all know he's Neanderthalic. Would you agree with that, Monica?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still working on what doesn't run in my family.
Class.
Thank you, Alan.
If I may proceed. Now, do you think for one moment that Celia is going to want to succeed Lorena as Jimmy Lee's mistress? Never. That would not be the Quartermain way.
Well, maybe she has other motives. Besides just upholding the rarefied Quartermain standards.
I grant you, Monica, but I still say work on Lorena. Now, will you do that?
Yes, I will. I will be happy to counsel my cousin. But first, I'm going to sound out Celia.
Sound her out about what?
How she feels about Jimmy Lee.
Yeah, that's a point, Monica.
Thank you, Edward. Points run in my family.
Sound out Celia, then go to work on Lorena. That's an excellent plan.
Well, if this high command strategy session is over, you're going to have to excuse me. You see, Father, I have patients at the hospital who are hanging on my every word.
You're a good patient. Now tell me if this hurts.
Oh, no, it feels good. Oh,
Does your back go out like this often?
only when I twist it the wrong way.
What happened? Football in college?
Oh, no, nothing that dramatic. About a year ago, I was helping Tiffany move some potted plants. I ended up in the emergency room at the hospital.
You want to try getting up?
Whatever the nurse says.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Careful.
Okay. No, feels good. Feels good.
Better?
Much. Thanks.
Oh, look at all of this. Look, I wish I could stay and help you unpack, but I've got a job interview.
Terry, how did the interview go the other day? The one the day of the trial?
It didn't.
Good luck on this one.
Yeah, knock 'em dead.
No, I'll try.
Terry, don't
Yes?
forget to call your grandmother. She may not have heard about Brock.
Yeah, I'll call her later.
Her grandmother? Who's her grandmother? I never heard you mention her grandmother.
I never met her. She's Brock's first wife's mother, Mrs. Talbot.
Well, I hate to leave you with all this mess, but I've got an appointment. I'll come back later, though, and help you.
You better get to your office.
You know, that's funny.
What?
Well, in all these weeks, as close as we've been, I have never been to your office.
Ah. Well, there's a good reason for that. I don't have one.
What?
I've been winging it all this time, keeping my office in my hat.
What? You mean I hired a fly-by-night lawyer?
Does this shock you?
Absolutely.
Dismay you?
No, I love it.
Ah. Well, thanks for the back rub. I've got to get going. I enjoyed it.
So did I.
Well, in that case, I'll be back.
Fly by night.
Perfect. How can anyone say no? Make it work for Jerry.
Well, this is your idea of interior decorating,
Oh,
huh?
my.
I'd go back to school.
Huh, didn't hear you come in. You still got your key? Well, you like it?
Like it?
Yeah.
Well, it's different at least.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Well, I'm going to New York next week, right? And this is like a gentle hint. Try to tell Felicia to come with me.
Oh, it's gentle, all right. It's almost subtle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that's my picture of the Big Apple. I was saving it.
I thought you threw it away when you moved out.
Moved? Hey, look, I haven't picked up all my things yet, including this picture.
All right, well, I'll buy you a new one, all right? What do you think?
Are people in love usually this weird?
Yeah, most of them. You think it'll work?
Well, makes me want to go to New York.
I'm not inviting you.
Well, I didn't think so. Let's see, we'll work on Felicia?
Well, what do you think?
Frankly, oh, buddy, I wonder.
Hi.
You busy?
Yes, frankly, I'm very busy. I have hours of painting ahead of me.
Good. Then why don't you take a break and come and sit with me on the couch and we'll talk?
I have no intention of sitting by you, whatever you meant by that.
Ah, well, you knew exactly what I meant the other night.
I said I'm extremely busy, Jimmy Lee. Please go.
Is that why you've been avoiding me?
I haven't been avoiding you.
Good. Now, come on. Sit down, we'll talk.
I said I'm not going to sit, and frankly, I resent this. You think you can just waltz through that door whenever the mood strikes you and expect me to drop everything.
Celia, the other night when we were sitting here on the couch, you understood my mood completely.
I don't want to discuss that, Jimmy Lee. Please go.
Why? You can't be worried about Grant. He doesn't live here anymore.
Well, neither do you.
Well, I never said I did. The other night, you were warm, loving, sensitive.
That was the other night. This is now.
And I repeat, Celia, the other night you made it very clear how you felt about me, Grant, the divorce.
It's just not that simple, Jimmy Lee. Divorce is a big step. And I'll make the decision on my own time. But until I do, I'm not at your beck and call. Do you understand that?
Okay. I know that you got a big show ahead of you, and you're uptight.
No, I'm not uptight. I'm just busy. Now, will you please go?
Fine. Hey, come here. Well, fine. I will go. I will go, I promise. I know your career is important, and I support you 100%.
That's very reassuring.
But I'll be back.
Oh. Well, hello.
Hello.
I was about to knock.
Well, you don't have to.
What did Prince Charming want?
Nothing. I've spent most of the day trying to get rid of people so I could paint.
Oh, well, if that's a hint.
No. It's just that Grant was here earlier, and then Jimmy Lee.
What did you say? Grant was here?
Yes, he was very determined to talk. It was the worst time possible, but he was determined.
Did you?
We did.
Well, did you come to any conclusions? I mean, make a decision about divorce?
No, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to until after my show, and then maybe.
Well, I think that is very wise of you, my dear. I really do. I admire your dedication to your career.
Orderly to the 7th floor with a wheelchair stacked. Orderly to the 7th floor with a wheelchair stacked. Dr. Perez, report to radiology. Dr. Perez, report to radiology.
Hi, Rick.
Bobby,
He looks surprised.
why I haven't expected to see you in today.
Oh, well, I'm not. I mean, I just came by to pick up my check. I took the day off to move.
Oh, you look very good. It's very good to see you. This is the first time.
Yeah, it's first time since the trial. Something bothering you?
No. That's why.
What is it?
I just keep thinking about the sheer hell that Jenny put you through. Bobby, I'm sorry.
Rick, you had nothing to do with it. Besides, it's over. And I think the sooner we all forget about it, the better.
I'll tell you one thing that is not over, and that's your testimony on that stand. Bobby, it showed a great character. I was very proud of you.
All I did was tell the truth. No big deal.
It was to me, and it was to a lot of people.
Well, what did people expect me to do? Get up on the witness stand and lie?
If you had, you would have done it with a lot of provocation. Jenny just put you through hell.
It's over.
How are things at home?
Well, to say the least, things are very strange.
Jimmy was exonerated of the murder charge.
She knows just how much I resent what she put you through. Our entire relationship has changed now.
I'm sorry.
It's something I'm going to have to live with. How could I feel any other way, Bobby? I'll deal with it. I'll handle it just fine. Did you call in for the scheduling for OR tomorrow?
No, when I knew I was coming in to pick up my check, I thought I'd take a look at it here.
I can tell you, OR 4, with me, triple bypass.
I'm glad.
Somehow, it's going to feel right again, working beside you.
Somehow it's going to be right working beside you.
Frisco, I'm home. Dinner at 8 in New York. £12 Staten Island ferry ride, weather permitting. RSVP. Oh boy, he really outdid himself. Oh. Lunch with Jennifer, public relations. Drinks with Marie and Andrea, publicity. Drinks with Eleanor, marketing.
Now will you go to New York with me?
Oh, Frisco, I'd love to. I've never seen such an invitation.
Then say yes.
I want to go with you, you know that. I have this exam.
Well, we're not leaving till next week. I could spend the rest of my evenings helping you study.
You're wonderful. You have no idea how much I'd like to go with you.
Is that a yes?
I can't. This exam, it's...
Okay.
Well, you know, there just may be a way. There just may.
Oh?
Yes, Sean has a very rare book on pre-Columbian culture. If I can get a hold of this book, it'll be a tremendous help for my studies.
You mean if you have this book, then you can go to New York with me?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Well, then there's no problem.
Well, yes, there is a problem. I don't know if the book is in Mexico or if Sean had it shipped up to Port Charles. And if it isn't Port Charles, I don't even know if I can borrow it from him.
Well, why don't you call Donnelly right now and find out where the book is? Okay?
Orderly to the 7th floor with a wheelchair staff. Orderly to the 7th floor with a wheelchair
Oh,
staff.
sorry. Well, I wanted to run into you. I think I actually did.
No problem. What can I do for you?
Nothing except I would like to extend a hand of congratulations.
Thank you.
Selected permanent
so
staff.
much.
It's great.
Well, I was very pleased about it, I have to admit that. But the security helps too, you know?
Oh, I'm sure.
Rick, this is the first time that I've really felt like I was a part of the community, you know, getting married and making new friends and now the new appointment. And it all adds up to putting down roots, which I like.
Well, we're all very happy for you.
Well, thanks. You know, Tanya and I were talking the other night about that now that we have a new home, we'd like to entertain some. So we'd like you and Jenny to come over to the house sometime. I know that you don't like to be reminded about that, but Tanya and I are glad that Jenny's exonerated of the murder. And I just hope everything is back to normal at home soon.
Certain things do take time. Excuse me.
All right. Yes. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Grant?
Hello, Alan.
I just tried to get Donnelly on the phone.
Oh, what did he have to say?
Absolutely nothing. He's out of town again. His secretary won't tell me where he's gone and when he's coming back.
Wait just a minute. We had a confirmed appointment with him.
The man's totally irresponsible.
Alan, we can't let him get away with this. I want those contracts signed.
No more than I do.
We had an oral agreement, and I damn well want it in writing.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
All right. It's time to stop fooling around. He has got a business manager, and he's got a lawyer. We're going to get them on the phone, and we're going to demand that contract.
You know, once that ship starts to move, you and I are going to have to do some traveling. You know that, don't you?
Fine. Let's just get it moving. What do you even mention the travel? Monica can get along without you, can't she?
She can and does. Often.
I'm surprised to see you home. Aren't you feeling well?
No, it's nothing serious. I just felt a little under the weather, so I phoned the spa, told them I wouldn't be in today.
Well, the flu is going around, that's for sure. Do you have a temperature?
No, it's nothing like that. I just feel a little down, that's all.
If you wouldn't mind a comment from a relative, I sort of have a feeling that it's not physical. You might just have a lot on your mind.
I do. Maybe more than I can handle.
Want to talk about it?
Well, for one thing, it's my palimony suit against Jimmy Lee.
What about it?
Well, when I started it seemed like a good idea. And now I just don't know.
Well, if you don't know, you're unsure about that suit, could it be that you are still in love with Jimmy Lee? Are you?
I think I am. No, darn it, I know I am. It was a mistake trying to bluff him by bringing suit. It didn't work.
There is an old saying that I guess makes pretty good sense, that you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
Well, I agree. But what can I do? Jimmy Lee knows I love him.
Does he love you?
Well, he certainly acted that way when we were together.
So how did you get off the track?
I have spent days trying to figure that one out. Well, for one thing, I was angry and I got a lot of bad advice from Leo.
Well, if I might make a suggestion, I don't think it's a lost cause. I think if you two were good together once, you can be good together again.
I'd give anything to be back with him. I just don't know where to begin.
Well, when in doubt, you just pull out all the stops and charm him the way you did before.
I don't think he'd give me another chance.
I kind of think he would. I kind of think right now he might just be very susceptible.
I wish that were true.
My dear, you have a lot of class. What you should do is go right upstairs, get dressed to the nines, and go show Jimmy Lee just what he's been missing.
Right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
Hi. How'd it go? Not too well. No luck?
None. You know, I mean, they see Brock on my application, the name, and they think of guess who? No passing time. Yeah, the sins of the fathers? I wonder. I'm gonna go upstairs and change. Terry?
Yeah.
Don't forget to call your grandmother.
Later.
Hello.
Mrs. Talbot, please.
This is Jennifer Talbot.
Hello, Mrs. Talbot. My name is Bobby Brock, calling from Port Charles. D.L. was my husband.
Yes?
I'm sorry to tell you, Mrs. Talbot, D.L. is dead.
Yes, I know. He came to a bad end, precisely as I'd predicted.
Terry is taking her father's death very hard.
Well, the young are resilient. She'll adjust in time.
Mrs. Talbot, Terry needs reassurance. Now, as I said, she's staying here with me, but she's not tied down. She could easily come to see you.
No, that won't do at all.
Terry was very ill a while ago with hypoglycemia. Did you know that?
Has she recovered?
Well, yes, but I still think she ought to see you.
That would serve no purpose whatsoever.
Don't you want to help your own granddaughter?
If I must, then I shall. I will send her $100 a week. Would you tell her that, please?
You can tell her yourself. She's here. Would you like to speak with her?
That won't be necessary. Thank you for your trouble.
I will tell her that you sent your love. Now, our address is 1 Primrose Lane, Port Charles, New York.
What I shall send is $100 a week. Now, goodbye, Mrs. Brock.
Excuse me.
Dinner is served.
What?
I know you may feel like making dinner tonight, so I bring it for myself. My mustache will fall down. Wait. I brought in my specialty. Meatloaf a la vegetable.
Jake, you're wonderful.
I know. So is my meatloaf. Come, we make it, huh?
Hi there.
Well, you know, I was expecting a surprise today, but this wasn't exactly it.
Well, I hope it's a pleasant surprise.
Oh, well, I don't know yet.
Well, maybe this will help you decide. These are the papers for my palimony suit.
Well, what are you going to do, read them for me?
No. I have a much better idea. Watch. So much for my lawsuit. Relieved?
Well, I'm impressed.
Oh, why?
Well, that you finally came to your senses.
Well, I've come to my senses about a great many things.
Yeah? Such as?
Such as?
The suit was out of character. Money's not what I want from you.
And what is it that you want from me?
You and me, in each other's arms again.
And you won't claim that you're being used?
I want to be used.
And what about Celia? You won't be jealous about Celia?
Well, why should I be? I have enough talent to hold you on my own. Or don't you remember?
I remember.
Jimmy Lee.
What?
My talent is at its peak.
Huh. And it was a great talent.
Well, it's even greater now. Why don't you find out for yourself?
Don't mind if I do.
It's great.
Tanya, this dessert, it's sinful.
Oh, well, it's chocolate mousse, so perhaps that's why it's got a lot of rum in it. Tony's favorite.
You guys eat like this every night?
No, not at this table, we don't. You're our first customers.
Oh, thank you.
This is a beautiful set.
Well, thank you. And the centerpiece is absolutely gorgeous. That was sweet of you to bring that.
Listen, as I recall this morning, you said that the invitation had a little news. What's up?
The kind that we would celebrate.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's why we got this special wine.
Well, then what is the announcement?
We have 2 announcements for Scott.
Oh.
You go first.
Me? Okay. I want to announce that I have just received my permanent appointment to the staff of General Hospital.
All right, brother, that's great, man.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Hey, hey.
I feel wonderful.
This is to my brother, okay? To his new gig.
And now,
All right.
You got to brace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tanya.
Oh, well, it's really not that special.
What do you mean? It's the most special news anybody has ever heard.
It happens every day.
Not to us, it doesn't. It's special.
Will you two knock it off and somebody tell us?
Tell us. I'm gonna have a baby.
Well, that's great.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Honey, I'm so happy. Oh,
you did well, man. All right,
happy
a baby. Wow. Well, hey, man, this is a toast to the new Jones kid, huh?
Wait a minute, I can't toast that. Oh, well, I can toast water.
That's good. I'm gonna be an uncle.
Yeah.
Old Uncle Frisco.
So how's it feel?
Uncle Frisco. I like it. Has a definite nice ring to it. Uncle Frisco.
Yeah. You know something? There's a certain ring to this whole evening. Because we're all here together, 4 of us, and I'm with my brother, and we have so much to celebrate. Solid careers, for instance.
And I think you can think of something more important than that.
Yeah, I think you're reading my mind.
Go for it.
We both have women that we love very, very much.
I think you got it. Right on the nose.
This is a night we'll remember. A night full of warmth and love. Let's toast.
My turn.
Okay, go on.
May we always be as happy and in love as we are right now.
Lila's going to be down for dinner very shortly, so I suggest we get our business out of the way first.
What business?
I think Edward's referring to whether or not I talked to Celia, which I did. I had a very nice chat with her. It was most productive.
Yeah? Productive in what way?
In the Quartermain way. I also had a very nice chat with Lorena. She's going to drop the palimony suit.
What? Well, 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 if I have ever heard good news, that is it.
This calls for a celebration.
Wait, just a moment. Let's not get premature. Monica, can we count on your cousin?
She said she was going to drop the suit.
Yes, but will she go back to Jimmy Lee?
I don't believe you two. I come up with some very good news, and all you want is a guarantee that Jimmy Lee is going to jump into bed with her.
Yeah, but Jimmy Lee's still hung up on Celia.
Yeah, and Celia has class.
And my family doesn't.
That's beside the point, Monica. All Lorena has to do is perform in bed.
Male chauvinist? Is that all you think women are good for?
Don't answer that, Father.
Well, what's Celia going to do? Just walk away from Jimmy Lee?
She already has.
Oh, class will out.
Edward, I'm warning you. If you keep putting down my family
But
this
Monica,
way...
we all know that your family has class. I mean, look at you.
Thank you, Alan. That was very sweet. You're not only very sweet, you're a very fine doctor.
Thank you. And a very good businessman.
Yeah, you and Grant Andrews. Tycoons of Port Charles.
All right, look, let's not get into that. The issue at hand is keeping Celia and Jimmy Lee apart.
I think we ought to go back to my original plan. I think we ought to convince Celia that Grant can keep her in the style to which she has become accustomed.
Not a bad thought, Alan. You keep working on that. Oh, and by the way, Monica, as far as my being a male chauvinist is concerned, I have always had a great appreciation for beautiful and successful women.
Jake, the meatloaf is absolutely sensational.
Thank you.
Is this really all veggies?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How do you get the meat flavor in it?
Well, I cheated a little there. I dissolved a couple of bouillon cubes in just to give it a little zest.
Well, you're excused because it tastes good.
Thank you. I have plenty, thanks.
Terry, before I forget,
Yes?
I called your grandmother, and I hope you don't mind, but I was sure that she'd want to hear about Brock.
She didn't, did she? Actually, she already knew. The good news is she's going to send you $100 a week.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I think I'll believe it when I see it. You're saying she won't keep her word? I'm saying that she holds on to a dollar bill until George Washington screams with pain.
Ooh, this is none of my business, but I take it you and your grandmother aren't too close, huh?
No, we're not. When I moved out here, or before, we had a battle to end all battles.
What happened?
It's not even worth mentioning. But it's a little ridiculous for her to send me money. In the first place, she won't. And in the second place, I'm too old to be getting an allowance.
Terry, she's your
I
grandmother.
need a job, Bobby. I mean, I'll do anything at this point. Wash dishes, wait on tables, anything.
Sure, we can find something better than that for you. Surely you have some talents to offer the job market?
Well, I'm sure. Like a BA in English literature. Yes, I do know my Shakespeare, but I cannot type it in 80 words a minute.
The point is, you have brains. You could learn anything you put your mind to.
Well, maybe I could convince somebody of that. At any rate, I don't want to get us into any more debt.
I know you're trying.
I'll look around. Maybe I can find something for Terry.
You're a wonderful person, you know that.
Yes, I do, but don't thank me yet. I'm being very selfish about this. I mean, after all, you haven't paid me my legal fees yet.
Oh, well. That's why you're hanging around. I may never pay you.
Oh, excuse me.
This must have taken you hours.
My fingers, they're to the bone. I work so hard on this thing. But if you go to New York with me, then it's all worth it.
Well, it's certainly the most interesting invitation I have ever received.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful.
Well, I don't want gratitude. I just want you to say yes. There's also another reason we should go to New York together.
What?
Oh, the first time was a mess. And you were in the art museum, that guy attacked you, and besides that, you know, we weren't very comfortable with each other. It was kind of awkward. We were almost strangers, and I want to make that up to you.
You don't have to make anything up to me.
But I want to. And this is how I'm going to do it. We're going to start out with breakfast in bed.
Oh, I'd love it.
And then we are going to have cocktails on top of the World Trade Center.
You know, I've never been there.
Oh, excellent view. You can see New Jersey, Connecticut, maybe even the Mississippi River.
Well, at least the Hudson River.
Oh, and this is going to be the best. We're going to move on for high tea at the Palm Court.
With little pastries and cucumber sandwiches.
Oh, you can order double if you like.
Mm.
And then, this is going to get you, I guarantee.
Forget it.
What do you mean, forget it?
I'm going with you.
Do you mean that you're going to go? You're not kidding me, right?
No, no. I called Sean's secretary. She has what I need. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow, so that means I can go.
Oh, that's great. God, if there was just one more thing that could make this weekend perfect.
What's that?
Why can't it be a honeymoon?
Tonight, will Alexis lose Dex to her daughter? It's an all-new Dynasty, followed by a new episode of Hotel, all starting at 9, 8 Central tonight.
This is Steve Bell. A look to protect America's environment. Tomorrow on ABC's World.